What up, though? Welcome back to the Beat Factory 313 War Stories podcast, and I'm your host, Juice. And we got the ladies with us today. Tell them what's your name, young lady.
My name's Samaria.
How you doing, Samaria?
I'm doing pretty good.
Let them know where you located at this time.
I'm at Women's Huron Valley.
And how did you get there? How you end up at Huron Valley?
I ended up here with bad choices from dealing with three guys.
Okay. Can you speak on it a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm here for robbery and conspiracy to commit armed robbery.
Okay.
I pretty much kind of got set up into a situation where they used me as a face for people to, come to where they were.
Okay.
And that gave me 9 years in prison.
And first offense, you got 9 years. I was looking at that.
First offense, 9 years.
And why you think they gave you so much time? Tell us a little bit about your case. Is your case presently in court right now? Is you back in appeal anything?
No, I'm wealthy because this appellate attorney messed up my whole appeal. So now, the only way I can fight my case is through the 6500 motion.
Okay. How long have you been down presently?
I have been down currently 6 years.
Okay. So take us back to that day, how it all started. Allegedly, what went on?
Allegedly, I met this guy and we were dating for 4 months. And he ended up inviting me out with a couple of his friends. And, we were doing a little bit of this and that. And they ended up deciding to, I guess, want to rob some people.
Now, a little bit of this and that.
Because I was there.
Tell us a little bit about what's the this and that. Can you tell us a little bit about the this and that?
Okay, allegedly. This and that is involving substances. So marijuana, and we were drinking a little bit of this, things like that.
Okay. And then what happened?
And so they ended up, I guess, coming up with this plan to get some people to pull up, and they used me as the female to get these men to come where they were.
Okay. Lord, them come hang out with you, chill out with you.
So push come to shove, when everything played out, and because I was there.
Okay.
And I guess I don't know, something connected to the house, like my phone number, whatever it was. That's how they came and got me. So I was the first one arrested out of 3 co-defendants that I'm supposed to have.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So they arrested you. So they used your phone.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when they go ahead.
What's weird though is they not only used my phone, they used their phone, so it made me feel like they had other women's accounts. And that they were just messaging these people.
So was this like on social media? Was this one of them social media stings, like allegedly?
I'm pretty sure. I think that they did post it after the fact once I was here, but it was really because of how can I say, the conspiracy part of it is somebody lost their life, and I didn't get hit with that body, but at the same time, because of the connection of 2 different robberies at that same place, that's what hyped them up to my 9 years.
Oh, see, that's what I was wondering.
Because they tried to say that I conspired to, if the first one was done, that I conspired to do the second one.
Okay. So now, what state did this transpire in? What city?
In Michigan, in Detroit.
Oh, in Detroit. Okay. And was this at a residential place? The robberies took place at a residential hotel, or?
No, it was a house. I guess it was one of the houses that they used to stay in, or something like that.
And what? How much time did your co-defendants get?
So the one that is currently in prison too, because there's 2 more that's still free.
Oh, okay.
Is he got 20. I think, no, 22.
He got 22.
He got 22. He got 20 years and then 2 for his firearm.
Okay. And the other 2, they still look. Go ahead.
It's like one thing that I don't understand, though, is I don't understand that whole robbery thing or armed robbery when it comes to if you don't have a gun.
Right.
But I'm getting charged for something that somebody else has.
Did they charge you with accessory?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, just armed robbery and conspiracy.
And did you take a cop? How did they get you the 9 years? Did you cop out to the 9 years?
It was okay. So because this was I'm 21 years old, and this was like my first encounter with anything involving police.
Mm-hmm.
Once they got me to say everything that I did, my lawyer was nothing. She did not help me at all. She didn't talk to me. She didn't explain anything. And she just basically said, if you go to trial, you're looking at life in prison.
Right.
So she went, talked to the prosecutor, and when she came back to me, she said they're offering you 10 to 15 years.
Now, what was your original charges off the bail? Because you said someone lost their life in one of the robberies.
So the original charges were felony murder, armed robbery, and conspiracy to commit armed robbery.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't involved in the murder, so they couldn't. I had nothing to do with that.
Right.
But because, so I think what got me caught into it was because I gave him a ride to wherever to this house.
Mm-hmm.
And when he got out of my car and did whatever he did.
Right.
And then I took him back home because he just told me he was going to pick something up from one of his boys. And next thing I know, 2 months later, I'm getting arrested and they charged me for a murder.
Right. Okay. So now the other 2 people they're looking for, them his friends.
Yes, I think one of them is his cousin and one of them is their friend.
So who implicated them? So who all? I know you say you got caught up with the phone. So how everybody else get implicated?
So because I was dating one of them, and he was like, they saw like our text messages of communication. Mm-hmm. That's how they automatically assume like, okay, he had something to do with it. And his phone pinged in the same area that mine was on this day. Okay. The other 2, they never caught him because I didn't know anything about them. And of course, he wasn't saying anything. I got arrested way before anybody.
Right.
And then I got arrested in February, and they caught one of them in August.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, so I had already went through the sentencing process. I already was in prison when they finally caught me. So
did any of the victims pick you out?
Okay, so ask that. What was that question again?
Did any of the victims identify you?
Actually, no. Now, the lineup that they did do, the only thing that I saw as far as what they had in my paperwork was a partial identification between me and 2 other females.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they just assumed that, oh, yeah, there you go.
So do you think they got you to confess and really didn't have nothing on you at first, but you had already?
Yes.
So
that is exactly what I feel like they did, because when I looked at all of the paperwork on how they worded the information,
mm-hmm.
y'all didn't know majority of this information until I said what I said.
Right.
And where I also messed up at was my preliminary exam.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people was like, and I knew people kept telling me, don't waive it. But my lawyer, being who she is no, we just don't waive it.
So they didn't have no evidence, but you
so
waived.
No evidence. And when I looked at my discovery packet and I was looking through it, I'm like, okay, where's the evidence at?
When you first got arrested,
so once you take this to trial and actually fight it, y'all ain't got no evidence on me. What y'all got on me is my testimony, me testifying against myself.
Your statement. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I thought that was like against some form of law against self-incrimination.
Well, did they read you your Miranda rights? Did you sign your Miranda
No.
rights?
No.
Mm-hmm.
The first day I was arrested, they said nothing to me about no Miranda anything.
Mm-hmm.
They took me back to the detention center. They came back and got me. And then that day they came back and got me, then they pulled out some mini Miranda.
Mm-hmm.
It's a paper that you gotta read the terms, like read the things that they got on it, and then you sign your initials.
Right.
But this was after the fact. I had already said everything I said.
Right. So without no attorney and nothing present, they didn't offer you attorney.
Yeah. I didn't even know nothing about it. So y'all basically got me here. I don't know nothing about what y'all talking about. Y'all automatically got me explaining things. I never heard them say anything about Miranda rights, no nothing. No papers, no nothing on that first day that I got arrested.
Now who was this?
Next day,
go ahead.
They pulled the paper.
Then you signed it.
Yeah.
Did you write the statement in your own handwriting, or was it in one of theirs?
No. Nope.
So it was
the detective wrote it.
So yeah, you had good issues to fight. How old was you at the time of the arrest? You was 21 at the time of your arrest?
I was 21 at the time of my arrest. I had just turned 21 freshly in, like 3 months in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they didn't consider nothing of me being here. They took me away from my kids.
How many children you have?
I got 2 kids.
Okay.
My kids are 7 and 9 now. I was arrested when they were 3 and 2.
And who had your children at this time?
The kids' dad.
Okay. So do you?
Yeah, they pretty good. Yeah.
Do you get to see your children? Do they get
but
to come?
But still, I've been able to video visit with them, but not like seeing them in person. No.
And you mentioned something earlier about like y'all was partying, y'all was using some drugs, some narcotics or something. Since you've been in there, do they offer you any type of substance abuse program?
Well, they do, but because I guess that it wasn't that deep, like I wasn't like
mm-hmm.
then I don't necessarily need the help. They did put me in like a program.
Mm-hmm.
When I went through the program and completed it and got my certificate for it, but aside from that, I'm not a drug user. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not something that I need. Whatever other programs that they have. Right.
Now, as far as your appeal, do you want some help getting your appeal in? Do you still want to appeal your case?
I definitely do. I've been really thinking so hard about still wanting to fight because I feel like they did me so wrong.
Right. So yeah, we want to reach out, even though you show sure you still
have 1 minute remaining.
You still want to make it a record where they won't have to do it again, put it in the law book. So if you could get back and win your case, even though you short now, I'd like you to call back and go more in depth with what you're going through with at Huron Valley and the things you've been subject to, being a young mother going away from your children. So how that's been treating you. So I'd like you to call back when you can and talk about some of that, elaborate on that more.
Okay, yes, that sounds like a good idea.
Anything you like to say before the phone call? And you can call right back if you get the phone.
Call back when I can.
Okay, we appreciate you for calling and sharing your story, and we're gonna try to get you some help. So I do want you to call back and stay in touch, so we can get on top of that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, appreciate you, and you have a good day.
All right, you have a good day. All right, you too.
Thank you for using GTL.
That was one of the women from Huron Valley. She gonna be calling back, but I'd like y'all to tap in and see what y'all could do to help sisters like that. Young sister, she's 21 years old, and they caught a 9-year bit for one split decision, bad decision, under the influence at the time. Not saying she was right or wrong. You know, sometimes as young people, we was all young before we make bad choices. It sounded like they didn't follow their own rules and their laws about questioning her and none of that. So those issues should be brought up. You know, we got to be right, then they got to be right, according to their own laws too. Hit that like, comment, and share buttons, y'all. We trying to help those behind these walls. You know, we can't forget about them. You know, everybody ain't right, everybody ain't wrong, everybody ain't innocent. But let's let the time fit the crime. You know what I'm saying? Let them be just when they do find you guilty, not just find you guilty because they feel that and it looked like you guilty. If they can't find you guilty according to their laws, then you shouldn't be subject to be locked up. You know what I'm saying? The same way they play us, if you break the law, if they think you broke the law, they lock you up first. You have to prove your innocence. You're not innocent until proven guilty. You guilty until you prove your innocence. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it. I'm going to be bringing y'all some more stories from the men and the women from behind incarcerated walls. Hit that like, comment, share. And remember, the streets ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's many more stories in the urban community. This just but one. Follow us. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Juice from the Beat Factory 313 War Stories Podcast, and I'm out.
And not even about me. You all had an opportunity to have access to the office because this is who I laid down with every night. So he made sure we didn't get it wrong in that office. And it spread and permeated across this country when I was able to tell the real world and the real experiences that when people are treated like animals and savages, then you justify how you treat them. No, every person who goes through the system is a human being, and what I'm here to tell you is that you will be treated like human beings from across this world.
Talk that talk. Talk that talk. Talk that talk.
On behalf of every prosecutor across this country, I apologize for the mistreatment, for the abuse, all the things that have been through. I am with you to end the mass incarceration, to fight for cash bail, to ensure that re-entry for people who have a felony conviction is overturned by people in power, because y'all got a movement over here. Y'all got somebody speaking.